Good morning. Hey, Wally Carmichael here. I know you know that already because you're on my feed. And this is a beautiful, well, it's actually a very cloudy Sunday morning out here in Tampa, Florida. Me and my boys are getting ready to head out to one of the theme parks, and as we do many weekends. But I had such a huge response to this question that I asked yesterday on Facebook, and I wanted to address it live, and I'm going to drop this over into the other comment as well. But the question was basically what you can see there is the title of this live feed, which is, what do you feel holds most people back? Is the number one addiction that holds most people back from living their best life. And thanks for the likes. I appreciate that. And as you guys are jumping on, post down here that if you're jumping on live or if you're watching this on the replay, just put hashtag live or hashtag replay. I appreciate that. Give me some likes and hearts and stuff like that. Anyhow, I'm going to read through some of these answers right here. Some of you jumping on might have already answered over in my feed. You'll probably find it right below this one on my Facebook page. But some of the answers are just amazing, man. But I'm going to share what my thoughts are based on all of the men that I've had conversations with, and women for that matter. But, you know, I mostly work with men. And all of the studies that I've read, all of the information that I've read about why people aren't living their best life, because this is something that really intrigues me. I've been studying it for many, many years, and why people aren't living their life of abundance and prosperity and not living their best life. And there's a pattern. There's a definite pattern as to why this is. And the good thing about it is, the cool thing about the problem, the addiction, is it can be fixed, and you can drop this addiction really quickly. But most people that I talk to have this particular addiction. And it's pretty simple. A lot of people don't think about it, but it's what brings up a lot of these other reasons here. For instance, addiction to caring about what others think. Yes, so many people think too much about what others think about them. I just had this conversation the other day about the general population. Who cares what the other people think about them? A really good movie to watch that was I just watched it last night, in fact, and David recommended this to me, and I don't have it here in front of me, but it's basically the Bill Murray story. Just look that up, the Bill Murray story. That guy does not worry about what other people think about him, and he just walks into general places. But I'm gonna digress if I get into that. Just go check it out. I'll put a link down below. But some other great answers are self-doubt and lack of belief in themselves. People are of course, the average, the drugs, alcohol, stuff like that. Definitely a lot of that for sure, especially in the corporate world. Comfort and guaranteed paycheck. People get too comfortable. For people who strive to have more and family, faith, finances, and fitness, comfort is the enemy. Comfort is a bad place to be. I mean, I like to be comfortable, trust me. I love my, leisure time. I like to be comfortable, but I also put myself in uncomfortable situations. Sometimes when it's cold outside, which is rare here in Florida, but a couple days so far it has been pretty cold outside, I like to sit outside in just shorts and a t-shirt. And it's like 40 degrees out there. Because I like to, first off, I like to brisk air, but I also like to be uncomfortable a little bit. I take a warm shower, and at the very end, I just turn all the hot water off and just take a cold shower. Water doesn't get too cold here in Florida, but it does give my body a shock. When I'm working out, I like to put myself in uncomfortable situations in physical situations, and I like to put myself in uncomfortable conversations so that I can learn more. I can't learn if I'm in comfortable conversations all the time. So addicted to Facebook, addicted to social media, a couple other great answers. Procrastination, social media, their phone, fear and guilt. Love that one. Another one for comfort. Another one for the unknown. Another one for alcohol. Laziness, absolutely. Laziness is a huge culprit for why people don't move forward, why they don't grow. Drama. People are addicted to drama. Mark and Brian Harris and Mark Sullivan said addicted to drama. And that's kind of the closest ones to my answer. And my answer comes from working with a lot of different men in trying to help them grow in their family, faith, finances, and fitness, one or the other or all the above. And also, I listen a lot to Tony Robbins, and this is one of the things that he says as well, and working with millions of people around the world. What's going on, Neil? How you doing, man? And working with millions of people around the world. And my answer to what is the biggest addiction, the camera's moving because I'm waving at people that are jumping on. Gary, welcome. What's going on, man? But my answer is this: problems. People are addicted to their own problems. And those problems can be anything from a physical element, like I saw somebody the other day who said, or even mental stuff. I saw somebody the other day say something like, you know, my depression and my knee pain. And you know, I actually hear guys, when I'm listening to conversations here, I talk to guys here in the neighborhood, and I'll talk to, you know, just listen to conversations while I'm standing in line, and guys are talking and women are talking, and they actually start comparing their problems. One will say, well, you know, I got this knee pain. Oh, that's nothing. I got this hip pain I've had forever. And they'll talk about my headache and my knee pain and my back pain and my addiction to this or my you know, any of these things, my depression, my diabetes, and the thing is they're owning their problem. They're owning this. My low pay, you know, my small paycheck, my boss is this, you know, my kids are that. If it's in a bad thing, if it's a good thing, it's probably, you know, better to say mine. But the couple things with this: one, they're owning their problem, and they're saying it's mine and it's not yours. That problem is not your problem. It's a problem that you currently have. It's part of your situation right now, but it's not who you are, unless you want to own that problem. And some people say it like they're prideful about their being broke. I have a guy I talk to all the time. He's always talking about, I'm broke. You know, I'm always be broke, and I'm always going to be broke. And my goodness, why would you own that? Why would you own that I'm broke, or I can't find a job, or I can't find a job that I enjoy? Why would you own that? It doesn't make any sense, especially if you want to grow. Now, if you don't want to grow in family, faith, finances, and fitness, then own it. No problem. But if you do want to grow in any part of your life, and you want to someday have a little bit more so that you can enjoy more in life and so that you can contribute more. See, because when you have more, you can contribute more. And when you contribute, period, regardless of where you're at financially, physically, personally, when you contribute to others, that's where true happiness comes in. That's where true happiness is. Two things that I feel that makes a formula for true happiness. One is giving, and one is the ability to continue to progress, to continue to get better, to continue to progress in your relationship, continue to get better at playing guitar or an instrument of sorts, or continue getting better in your physical health, continue in your finances, continue getting better, continue to grow. Giving and progress are the elements of true happiness. All right. So when you own your problem, then it's not going to go away. You're owning it. You're taking it on, and you're reveling in it, and you're accepting it. And as it's going to always be there, it's always going to be a part of you. Let me give you an example, a personal example. I'm a disabled veteran. I have pain throughout my body. I have tinnitus. I have shoulder pain, joint pain, all of my joints. First thing when I wake up in the morning, I have to step on the floor softly because I have plantar fasciitis. And these are things that I've been dealing with for a long time, but I don't own them. These are things that they've been making me, they make me tired throughout the day and all this other kind of stuff. But I've trained my mind to the point to where I don't feel the pain as much as I used to, because it's not something that I want to own. It's something that I want to go away. I don't want that to be there my whole life. So I use, first thing I do in the morning is I lay in bed and I meditate, I pray, I give thanks. I have somebody in my mind who I basically send prayers to, and I send positive vibes to. It's usually somebody that I haven't talked to in a while or somebody I just met the other day, and I'll send that out to them. And that makes my day start off much better than waking up just saying, oh, this pain, and just dwelling on the pain. I could dwell on the pain all day long, but I don't want it to control my life. I don't want it to stop me from being able to go out to the theme park like we're going to do today and walk about we generally walk about 13 to 15,000 steps at the theme park almost every weekend. And I don't want that condition to stop me from doing that. If I sat and dwelled on it all day long, then I probably wouldn't leave the house. I would probably not be able to go out and mow the lawn like I did yesterday, which is something that I kind of sickeningly enjoy doing. So my point is I don't own it. It's not who I am. It's a condition that I deal with, and I deal with it primarily in my mind. I don't take pain meds. That's another thing that a lot of people do with their problems is they own it, but they take. How many people do you know that have depression? Good morning. What's going on, Jessica? How you doing? It's just going to put my glasses on. Yep. Hey, how you doing, Jessica? Good to see you. How many people do you know that have depression and take medication, but they're still depressed? Almost everybody I know. And they constantly talk about their depression. My depression, my depression. I'm just picking on depression because it's an easy one. There's a lot of people that have depression and they take medications, but they're still depressed. And the reason why is because they own the depression and they don't want to let it go. And they feel it's like it's an excuse for them to not do this and not do that. It's an excuse for them to not go out and have conversations with people. It's an excuse for them the reason why I don't have this in my life and I don't have this in my life is because of my depression. And it's not true. Change your story, change your life. And what I mean by changing your story is instead of saying that my depression doesn't allow me to do this and do that, first off, deal with the depression. What is the cause of the depression? That's what most people don't do. They don't get into the root cause of the depression. They just medicate it. Doesn't fix the problem. All it does is mixes up your chemical state in your body. And mixing up your chemical state in your body does not fix the problem, the core problem. When you change your story and you change your state in your mind, that's when you start addressing the problem and getting rid of the problem, which gets rid of the depression. And the same is true in many other ailments and many other problems that people have. People have a problem of their child won't act right. My child won't act right in school, or my child keeps getting in problems. My child keeps getting into this. Well, look at the core problem of that relationship between you and your child. Are you connected? Have you been sitting down and spending time together? Do you eat dinner at the table every night? Do you pray together? Do you have conversations with them? Or do you let them just get home from school and go straight to their room and get on the video games? Or do you just stay on the TV or stay in your book or stay on Facebook or stay on Twitter or Instagram or whatever it is, rather than actually having a conversation with your child? I go to Disney all the time and these theme parks, and I'll see entire families, they're there together, but literally, I don't even have my phone. Literally, they are on their phone, all of them, on their phone or on their tablet, and not even enjoying the surroundings and the environment and the shows and everything going on. It's not like they're even taking pictures and photos and videos. They're actually on their phone, and a family of 4 or 5, and even the parents, they're all sitting there on their phone. They're sitting on the thing, on the side of the wall. Get connected. Live in the moment with each other. Don't just be on the phone the whole time. All right? So I'm getting out on a tangent here because I can talk about this forever. What's going on, Richard? How you doing, man? But if you dig what I'm talking about at all, give me some likes, some hearts, share this. Hashtag, if you're watching it live, put hashtag live. If you're watching the replay, put hashtag replay. If you would, I appreciate that. I'm going to share this over on my other post. You should go over and check out all the comments underneath the post that I put up. That should be down below in this feed. But in my mind, after all the men that I've had conversations with and all the studies that I've seen through Tony Robbins and many others that I follow, the number one addiction to people not progressing in life is their problem. They're owning their problem, and they consistently use the excuse, their problem won't let them do this. Their problem is the reason why they don't have this relationship. Their problem is why they can't make more money, which is a problem in itself that many of them compound on top of the problem. Their problem is the reason why they're overweight, they're unhealthy. Their problem is this, that, and the other. And I would love to hear your comments below. You don't have to agree with everything that I say. I don't expect that. Yeah, it is sad, Jessica. It's very sad. And one of the other things that I try to explain to people is you can change. You can change. You can change yourself. One of the saddest things I've ever heard anybody say is that is in a situation where it's obvious that they need to change in order to improve their life and in order to have more in family, faith, finances, and fitness. They said this: I will never change. That is the saddest thing. I've heard many of the sad things, but that's one of the saddest things I've ever heard come out of somebody else's mouth, is I will never change. That is just sad. And, you know, I bet they will. They just don't realize it. But if you truly are dead set on never changing, then you're always going to have what you have. You have what you have because of things that you've done 5 years ago and the state, mental and the physical state that you're in. You're never going to have more. And I get it. Some people don't want more. No problem. But for those of you who follow me, chances are you want more. And guys, specifically, because I only work with men. Guys, if you want more, then I'm going to be starting a challenge. It's a little challenge that we're going to do. It's not going to cost anything, just for the men. And I'm going to have this challenge starting the week after next. It might start as early as next week, depending on if I get everything set up, which I already pretty much have. I just need to put some things in place in my life so that I can have time to do this. But I'm going to do just a week challenge for the guys that want to make this holiday season the best holiday season for themselves, and specifically for their significant other, for their wife. I've got some stuff that I'm going to share with you guys, and I'm not going to charge anything. So women, those of you that are watching, if you have men in your life that would like to get in on this challenge, then introduce them to me and have them send me a private message on Facebook, and I will include them into this challenge. All right? Let me see what Jessica's saying. I got to put my glasses on. I can see your name. Yeah, well, yeah, that's exactly right. The look at changing is giving in. Hey, give in. Surrender. It's not a bad word. Surrender. And I tell you, your life will change. That's one of the things we talk about in the challenge, as a matter of fact, Jessica. So thanks for bringing that up. Surrender. All right, everybody. I got to get out of here. Got to get some stuff done before we head out. I think we're going to Hollywood Studios today to ride the Tower of Terror and the Rock and Roll roller coaster at least 2 or 3 times. All right. Take care. I love y'all. Have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday.